All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video on how men in this world these days, I'm starting to notice that they lack honor, right? They lack honor, man, right? They lack that thing within them to where they have like a sense of respect for themselves and for their own nation, right? And that's why they are ashamed to confess that they are an Israelite, right? They're scared to admit that they're an Israelite, and they'd rather Esau be comfortable. So they'll say, I'm not an Israelite, I'm just black and I'm a Gentile, because they lack honor, right? There's a lot of them are scared to have a beard on their face, or used to be scared to have a beard on their face before it came cool to have a beard now. But as long as you shape it up the right way, or I'll have a beard, but I gotta shape mines up, and I've got to keep mines as like a 5 o'clock shadow. But as far as growing it out like crazy, I'm not trying to do that. And then I've got to condition it, and like, you know what I mean? They're prepared to have a beard under the right conditions, right? They're prepared to bun out women and talk about how women are doing wrong in this world, as long as it's a thing where, oh, I'll talk about women being wicked and women being wrong, as long as it's under the condition where I'm a red pill show host on a podcast and I'm making money from it. But otherwise, I ain't prepared to say nothing about that, you know? But when it wasn't hot to talk about women, nobody was down for that. And if it was possible to talk about being an Israelite on a podcast and have people, and you was able to say, yo, come on, chat, what you saying, chat? And people would be hitting the one in the chat board and all that, and we'll be sending you money. Oh, wow, you're such a great speaker. 15,000 tuition. I'm just paying tuition. Here's $50. I'm just paying, and you could go on Patreon and that and do a vlog, a day in the life. And people be like, raw, I never knew that man was living like that, man. Yo, where can I sit now? You know what I mean? If people was on that, then people would think it's okay to be an Israelite, man. The day is gonna come where, for you believing that you're an Israelite, you might have to have your head in a guillotine. You understand that? And if you find yourself in that situation, are you gonna have an honor, or are you gonna show yourself to be a little punk in that time, man? That's what situation a lot of every single person that says that they're an Israelite right now should be accepting as a possibility, that your head might end up in a guillotine. And I don't care if you're a woman either. Women's heads are going to be in that guillotine, and some women are going to fulfill Revelation 20 and 4, just like men are going to fulfill it, man. And some men and women are going to show faith in that time, and the guillotine's going to go all the way down. It's going to go all the way up and come all the way down and fulfill its role for what it was made for, man. And those spirits that fulfill Revelation 20 and 4 are going to have fulfilled their purpose, man, to have shown that the faith in Yahweh will make you do that. It will make you do that with a smile on your face or with tears running down your eyes. It's not coming at you whatever way, but you'll do it, though, because you'll understand that that's necessary. That's been made necessary for you to get the kingdom. But in this world, nobody don't really have no honor, man. The men in particular, man, I'm starting to realize they don't have no honor, because honor's not a woman thing, really. That much, as far as I've ever seen, man. Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 33. The fear of Yahweh is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. Right? And best believe, man, we as Israelites, we've been humiliated, man. We've been in situations where people can laugh at us. Right? Yahweh will put you through a situation where people can laugh at you. Even fellow brothers, he'll put you in a situation where fellow brothers can laugh about something to do with you, man. Yahweh can come, like, just some easy ways that you can be humiliated, right? Lose your job, right? And now you don't have as much money to look after yourself. That's humiliating. Lose your health. That's humiliating. These are just two small things. Lose your woman. That's a thing that Yahweh can use to humiliate a man. You know what I mean? There's many other ways. Have people bear false witness on you, and people believe the false reports. That's a way that people can humiliate you. There's many a method that Yahweh can design to make you be humiliated, man. Knowing that you're an Israelite and that Esau's the Edomite, but you have to go to him for the want of all things, that's humiliating. Whereas you, Jakes, in the world, you pretend that that's not the situation that we found ourselves in. You want to say, I'm not a slave. I've never been a no slave. You're a slave. You're a slave. When you're at work, you have to go and ask for a work break and all that. You have to go to the toilet under certain circumstances, man. That's a slave, mate. And you can be fired from your job, right? The job can just go on there and you ain't got no job now. You could have worked all the hours that you were supposed to work and did your part of the contract, but they can, in the payment data entry of not putting your correct hours, yeah, and then now all them 40 hours plus that you worked for that week has been erased from your paycheck, and you're gonna have to wait now patiently to get it next month. Oh, we made a mistake on your wage slip, but don't worry, we're gonna give it you next month, right? And it's my personal opinion that some of the time when that stuff's done, it's done deliberately, man. And somebody's really shaved off one person's shift hours and slapped it onto another person's paycheck for that week because the person needed money desperately. Now, I can't prove that. But looking back on times when that's happened to me, I think that somebody was moving things around to try and give themselves a bit more money one month than another, man. Because a business would have a certain amount of contracted hours and they can play around with that stuff. And then the next month they can be like, okay, I'll short myself now in these amount of hours. And then nobody's gonna notice. I think that now I can't prove it, but I think now that I know how corrupt and wicked this world is, that's what I think. Now that's kind of off topic. But the point is that this world is slavery, man. Because if you spaz out when you don't get paid, you can get fired now. But a man not getting paid his work, that person that's trying to shortchange him, really, they're trying to unalive you because they're trying to stop you from being able to feed yourself, man. And then that's where, when they even go to these jakes that they've got money and all that, and they think, oh, I've got a few properties and all of this stuff. Mate, if you ain't paid off all of them properties, don't even start boasting about them properties. You don't own them yet, really. It's a good thing that you've did to where you're thinking about your future. I guess you could say that, I guess. But what's being prescribed for this world, man, is not really, like, our futures are not really set down here, man. Because as much as you people in the world want to think that the Hebrew Israelites are stupid, if every single Hebrew Israelite put the same amount of effort that they've put into reading the scriptures, into reading and studying any other category of knowledge of this world, they would be experts in something. They'd be an expert in some category. If the way how we've studied the Bible, for example, we put it into studying nutrition, right, and was highlighting, looking at this, looking at that, mate, we'd be experts in nutrition. If somebody applied it to engineering, they'd be experts in engineering. If somebody applied it to sports science, they'd be expert in sports science. And here's another thing. You people don't know every single person that's a Hebrew Israelite. But because Hebrew Israelites try and carry more of a humble demeanor, a lot of you people think that they couldn't have did something better than what you do in the world. A lot of you think that we couldn't have had any skills in anything in the world that you think you've got skills in, man. But you'd be surprised that some of us had more talent than the things that would have had more talent than the things that you think you've got talent in. And then as far as I'm concerned, man, when it comes to me seeing our people, right, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans trying to boast and flex like they're rich, I find it hilarious because we already know our nation, man. Most of y'all ain't got it like you think you got it, man. Most people in this world in general, don't make more than 6 figures a year. But even if you do make 6 figures a year, people that do make 6 figures a year are on the internet complaining about 6 figures a year is not enough. And people that make 6 figures a year are saying, I don't even think that that's enough for me to buy a house because the house prices have gone up and this and that. So why are you flexing what are you flexing about? Because you can go to work in a car that you got on finance and then come home and sit in your house and go to a restaurant maybe once or twice a month and then save up for a holiday. Like, is that what you think life's about? Just that? Who told you that that's what life's about? Who told you that? Who told you that it's normal to have to be walking around with an ID card? Who told you that? Who told you that if you put somebody in captivity because they put you in captivity, then that makes you the same as them, rather than it being revenge and being justice and being balancing the scales? You did something, right? But don't people say that in maths? Every reaction has an opposite, and you know what I mean? Ain't that some scientific term? Every action has an opposite and equal reaction. You enslave me, I'm gonna enslave you, right? You steal from my nation, well, I'm gonna get back what you stole from me and get back some compensation for that too. You did book breaking, well, Yahawashi, right? Yahweh, he's gonna design what the righteous opposite and equal reaction to that is. And it's not gonna be nothing nice, neither. Because it's not gonna be nothing where we as Israelites have to lose our honor and lose our manliness. But it's gonna be some opposite and equal reaction to that gruesome and wicked thing that was done. There's gonna be some opposite and equal reaction for the gross act of cannibalism that was done on our people. Now, do I know what it is? No. But Yahawashi knows though. And Yahweh knows. Right now is not the time to be an Edomite. This is not the time to be, oh, I'm an Edomite and I'm proud, mate. No. And man, let me get this, man, because you Edomites, I'm starting to, when I'm coming out of the house some of the time, I'm starting to see Esau kind of like, he's seeming a bit, to a certain degree, he kind of looks some of the place, maybe it might be where I am, but he kind of looks a bit proud, man. You know what I mean? But then here's the thing. We already know you Edomites, man. You're proud in public and crying and scouring the earth at home. Do you know what I mean? I got a smug look on my face. But when you go home, you're crying. You laugh about the Hebrew Israelites. Ha ha ha! It's so funny. Ha ha! They think they're Jews. Ha ha! But then when you get home, you start doing research, and you're like, what? Nah, we can't have them thinking this. We're gonna have to change laws. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to ruin freedom of speech, because the way how the Hebrew Israelite doctrine was getting brought out when I first started knowing that I'm an Israelite, compared to the way how it is now. He wasn't having to use cold words and talk like, say, unalived. He wasn't having to say MOTB. He wasn't having to say no micro C hip. So what about people that have been knowing about the doctrine for multiple decades on time? They would have saw it get changed, the way how you have to speak get changed too. But Jacob good at talking in code anyway. We're Israelites, man. We're always making ways of speech. Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19. So they shall fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. They're going to start to be scared of the name Yahweh, man. Right? Whereas right at the beginning, they started laughing. Ha, you mean Yeshua? You mean Yeshua? No, we don't fucking mean Yeshua, bro. No, we don't mean Yeshua. That's not nothing. That ain't nothing to do with anything around here. Yahawashi is what we mean. And it's going to start getting to where if people start hearing that name, they're going to get scared, man. Because in the spiritual level, right, these like America, right, is struggling to understand right now why it's catching hell and why it's having to do all of these things. Eventually, they're gonna come to the conclusion, we're gonna finally have to admit why. It's because of these dastardly Hebrew Israelites that are going, but they ain't gonna admit that publicly. They're gonna admit it privately. And then privately, they're going to be coming up with ways on how to publicly get rid of the word of the Lord from being spoken, which they're already doing it. Hate speech, anti this, anti that. Oh, you need an ID now. You need a digital ID to be able to talk online now. They're already coming up with ways on how to, you know what I mean? Oh, you hate women. Excuse me. Oh, you hate women. Oh, you hate women. They're already coming up with ways, man. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, which they definitely will, there's definitely going to come a time where these people try and take us off the earth, man, because they're going to show that they hate our guts, right? They're going to show they're going to be running up, we hate you, and they're going to try and get it moving and get it shaking. But guess what, though? Every action, right, has got an opposite and equal reaction. So you're going to run up, and then Yahweh's going to make us start running up in self-defense. Yahweh's going to make angels, like people would think that when he's taught like this, man, this guy is mad. He's lost his mind. Yahweh's going to make, I'm going to say, I don't care. Yahweh's going to make angels come out of the heavens, man, and start jacking you people up. And if any of you people that want to say you're Christians out there and you think this is funny, you don't really believe in the scriptures, because didn't angels come out of the heavens? In fact, let me get this, man. Yeah. Don't try us, man. Don't try and test our patience around here, man. Watch your mouths. Yeah. Watch your mouths out here. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. So Michael, the archangel, right, is a spirit, is an angel, is a vessel, is a thing that Yahweh created to stand up for the children of Israel. He's literally a defender of the children of Israel. That's one of his purposes, man. And there shall be a time of trouble and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even at that same time. Such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So you people are going to try and run up. You're going to try and do your thing, right? But you Edomites have always thought that you can run up on us. You've always tried it, man. And we're still here. You want to run around calling everyone else Amalek. We cannot allow the seed of Amalek. Mate, you're Amalek. You people always want to cry about the German man with the dodgy mustache. Well, you're our German man with a dodgy mustache. For as much as you, mate, as much as you man want to talk about what that guy did, well, you're him to us. If that H to the Hitler guy, right, is so, well, you're our one. You're our H to the Hitler. You're that to us. You're our, oh, Pharaoh is bad. Well, guess what? You're our Pharaoh, man. Oh, Herod the Great was a bad man. You're our Herod the Great, man. That's what we view you as. And every time when we're just flowing out in the street, walking around in our life in general, there's always an Edomite somewhere to try and get on our nerves. Because you Edomites think that we're here for your entertainment, man. You think that we were given to you to consume, but we was given into your hand as a punishment for us sinning against the Heavenly Father. We wasn't given to you to consume. We're not your play toy for you to try and mess around with and try and play psychological warfare and try and play passive-aggressive games. No. Every single game you've ever tried to play, you're going to have to pay back. Any aggravation you've ever did to one of the children of Israel, you're going to have to get paid back for that. You're not just going to get away with all the things that you've did. It don't work that way. And that goes for all you Israelites that are wicked 2/3 too, man. You're going to have to pay as well. Any of you so-called black women that you ran upon Israelites when they was teaching and started spazzing out. All you people that are on the TikTok that one of the elders finds on a daily basis, it seems like, man. Every other time I look up, I'm seeing one of these videos and there's one big scoffing face on the screen. I know I'm an Israelite, but the reason I'm no longer an Israelite, mate, who cares about your announcement, man? So what, man? If you want to denounce yourself, that's up to you, man. We don't need to know about it. Bounce. Why are you trying to announce it for, man? This ain't no TV sitcom. Oh, I'm no longer going to be shooting Iron Man 3. Mate, we don't care. Kick rocks, man. In fact, most of you wouldn't have even known you was an Israelite had you never made them videos. Because your actions don't show that you've changed any, a lot of you. You're still acting exactly the same 100% as you did before. No one ain't speaking evil of you because you've changed, because you ain't changed, man. And if they have spoke evil of you because you did change, a lot of you were scared to stay changed, man. And was so desperate to want these people that all of them, or most of them, took the C19, but then they want to talk like they're rebellious. They want to talk against God. Oh, I don't really believe in the God of the Bible. Mate, you believed in that C119 vaccine that you didn't believe. In fact, no, wait, let me check myself. A lot of you people didn't believe in that C19 thing, right? But you took it because you're cowards. A lot of y'all were perfectly healthy and took it anyway because you were scared, man. You didn't want to be looked at sideways. Oh, this is too stressful for me when I'm going to the store. And then not only was you prepared to take, you wanted to try and make everyone else take it as well. You cowards, man. And you're going to be worse with the MOTB because you didn't have to use that to pay. You didn't have to use the C19 to pay in the store. But when it comes to the MOTB, y'all are going to show yourself to be weak. A lot of you tough road mans, I'm about the streets. Mate, y'all are going to be about being a punk. When that time comes, man, watch. A lot of yourselves are going to show yourself to be some sissies. And you're going to go into the store. You might try and go into the store with them ripped jeans and them what you call it, a shiesty. I'm in there with a shiesty. But you got a MOTB in your hand, a shiesty on your head, an MOTB in your hand, man. Walking out with a bag of chips and some red Twizzlers, you little waste, and how can I forget? And a 40 ounce. And a lot of you red pill mans as well, y'all are going to take them too, man. A lot of you, what's up, chat? Hey, chat. Come on, chat. Oh, don't forget to follow me on Patreon. They're going to follow you on Patreon, all right? And you're going to follow the MOTB into your hand, man. Watch. I can see it with my eyes. I can vision that, man. Some of your favorite red pillars are going to have a plaster on their hand. And be like, yo, why you got a plaster on your hand? Oh, I just took the I can see some of the most spazzing out ones that was talking about, they were so alpha. But they're going to be the main one, and they're going to be like, mate, so a lot of guys are scared to do this because they're scared of needles. But me, I'm a real alpha, red pillar, alpha, high value, alpha. And I'm alpha. Did I forget to mention I'm alpha? And I've got 5% body fat, and I'm alpha. You're a waste, man. That took an MOTB, man. If you take it, let me say this, man, right? And this is going to apply to myself too. If you take the MOTB, you're a punk, and Yahweh don't love you. Let me say it again. If you take the MOTB, you're a punk and you're a coward and you've got no honor, and Yahweh don't love you, straight up. And that goes from if I take it as well. If when the MOTB gets made mandatory, any of you people out there see me take one, right? Then I ain't of the elect. I'm a punk. I don't have no honor. I don't have no integrity, right? And Yahweh didn't love me. And that means that I never really ever loved Yahweh neither. And all the Yahweh Bar Shem, Yahweh Shais and all that, you know what I mean? All praises and all that didn't mean nothing that I would have been saying. Simple as that. And that would mean that any of you out there, all the praising of the Lord and all that, all the saying that you believe in Yahweh Shai, that really was lying, right? If you take it. So we're going to see who's got honor and who don't have honor, man. It's going to be shown who does and who don't have honor. It's going to be shown. Because it's easy for us we can all say whatever we want to say right now. Men can talk in this world. Men can say a whole bunch of things. Know what I mean? In this world, men can try and smile at another guy walking on the street and try and mock him, right? But in the moment that situation turns into a fight, oh, now you got to prove what you were saying. Oh, you thought you was a tough guy? Okay, now you got to prove it. Or you thought you was bad, right? You thought you wanted to call people out for boxing matches and all that. Okay, they agreed to the boxing match. Now let's see if you're a boxer. Oh, you're not. Oh, you should have shut your mouth then. And that's what America's doing to the whole world. They're trying to threaten the world, trying to intimidate, right? But there's gonna come a time where they're gonna have to prove. They've been talking out there, military being the best and all of this. Well, there's gonna come a time where they're gonna have to prove it. They're gonna have to prove it on a battlefield of the world. The world's gonna become a battlefield, man, and they're gonna have to prove all things. They want to talk about the Israelites. They want to talk down on us. They want to talk down on Yahawashi. They want to disrespect Yahweh. They want to disrespect Yahawashi. Well, okay. When Yahweh finally says to Yahawashi, you know what? Now's the time. This is the day of my vengeance. Son, go and get them. Get them. Yeah? And freeze Yahawashi from what's been restricting Yahawashi from coming down here and filling the whole earth with red. Yeah? Filling the whole earth with unaliving. To the point where it reaches up to the horse. Yeah? Then we're going to see how tough everyone is then. We're going to see. Because I know what it says in the scriptures, right? When they see Yahawashi, they're going to be scared. They're not going to be like, yo, I finally drawed him out, man, from his lair. I've been waiting for him. And then they're not going to be talking like that. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 15. And the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men, so the best of the best on earth, right? And the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. All the best what you got on earth, right, are going to be hiding. The best of the best. Boxers, you know what I mean? Tough, real tough guys. Men that on earth, they could literally take out 20 men with their own two hands. Kick one man's patella out. Eye poke a next man. Hit a next man with a spinning elbow. Hit a next man with a one knee. One hitter quitter. Low kick on one man. Axe kick another. Front kick another. Teep kick another. Kick a next one in the groin. Elbow one. 1-2 the next one. Hit a next one with a sweep. You know what I mean? Hit one with a roundhouse kick. But when they see Yahawashi, they're going to hide. Men that can hit the target, come moving like some video game character. Ting, 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 ting. When they're hitting them shots off and that. Ting, 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 bing, bing, bing. Quick reloads. Ting, 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 ting. When they see Yahawashi, they're going to be scared. Simple as that. They're not going to be doing all ting, 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 ping, ping, ping. They're going to be scared. They might wet themselves. They might wet themselves, man. Because there's brothers that have said that they saw visions of Yahawashi in dreams and they were scared. There's little children that have said that they had visions of Yahawashi electrocuting people and shooting electricity out of his hands. All kind of stuff. That ain't nothing to play with. Who on earth can do that? Who on earth can shoot electricity out of their hands? Who? Who can do that, man? What is his name and what is his son's name if thou can tell? No one on earth can do that. But what can Yahweh do? Can Yahweh make a creation that created the whole earth? Can he? Can Yahweh do that? Can Yahweh create one thing one time that creates everything else? That created everything that you have ever known. Can Yahweh do that? Can Yahweh just be like, you know what? I'm gonna just create one thing one time. I won't only ever need to technically create one thing once. And that's gonna be enough of my creating process. My creation is gonna create everything else that I would have ever wanted to make. But I'm only gonna have to create once because I got it like that. Can anybody else do that? No, they can't. No, they can't, man. If a man builds a house, his house ain't gonna just start being like, okay, yes, boss, what else do you want? And start building cars and start building trees and start building boats and start building lakes and start building the sun and the moon and the stars and start building chariots and start making angels and start making the elect of the nation of Israel and start making all the different nations that are going to exist on the earth. No. But Yahweh can do that though, because he did it. That's what we know as Israelites, man. Yet people are moving proud. Verse 16, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, Yahweh, right? And from the wrath of the Lamb, from Yahawashi. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? They're not going to be talking proud when they see Yahawashi. They're going to be scared, man. And all you people down on earth, you're going to be scared because you're going to know that that great intergalactic heavenly ass whooping that we've been speaking about saying is going to happen to you is getting ready to be prescribed, man. That great intergalactic ass whooping that's coming. It's an ass whooping for the ages that no one's ever seen, man. If you think that Arturo Gatti versus Floyd was bad, mate, no, this is gonna be way. If you think Tyson versus Marvis Frazier was a badass whooping, no, that ain't nothing. He was all right after that. The count happened. He got up afterwards. You know what I mean? If you think that the way how Tyson Fury did Deontay Wilder in that second fight was bad, to the point where people was like, I think he cheated, mate. What Yahawashi is gonna do to the greatest armors of this world, man. Woo, man, Yahawashi is gonna have a real fun time, man. He's gonna have a real hell of a time. Because I ain't trying to get too deep in talking about the heavenly realm, but what's Yahawashi been doing when he's been at the right hand side of Yahweh since he sacrificed his life for the children of Israel? You see what I mean? And he's got some vengeance that he needs to get off. He's got some personal vendettas that he needs to get rid of, and get rid of some of his anger, man. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he comes through clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kingdoms of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. Yahawashi still got to get those people that pierced him, man. He wants that. It's written in the scriptures. Those that pierced him, but that's a specific people, man. That's not like 100 people that did that. If I'm not mistaken, it was like 2 people. At least 2. So them people are gonna be made to see Yahawashi. Who knows? Barabbas might be on this earth right now, man. He might be having to see Yahawashi too. The man that scoffed Yahawashi, that was right next to him on the cross, he might be on this earth somewhere too, with his dirty self. Herod might be on the earth right now. Herod the Great might be on the earth right now. Pontius Pilate might be on the earth right now, reincarnated, of course. Caesar, all of these men, they might be on the earth right now, man. Right now, waiting for Yahawashi to chain them up, man. But they're going to try their thing. They're going to try and escape and all that, but they ain't going to be able to do nothing. 2 Esdras chapter 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that was seen under him. No one, like in this world, man, where 2 men lock eyes and they're trying, I'm not looking away. Who's he? I'ma stay firm on mine. I'ma stand on business. No one ain't gonna be trying to do that with Yahawashi. They're gonna be scared, man. They're not gonna want to keep eye contact. They're gonna be scared. They're going to be scared, man. And whenever his voice went out of his mouth, all burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the 4 winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. They're going to try it. They're actually going to try it. When all these people hear Yahawashi's voice, because it says in the scripture he's going to come with a shout, right? And if a man that's compared to a lion, the lion of the tribe of Judah shouts, would that not sound like a roar? That roar is basically like a calling card. Like, come, who wants it, man? Yahawashi actually is gonna want them to show up, man. Like, his shout is literally a spiritual thing that is gonna force these nations to show up to where he is. It's literally Yahawashi's shout, and the nations rolling up to him to fight are spiritually connected. One event happens and it causes for the other one to happen, man. The opposite reaction to Yahawashi's shout is that the heathen are going to show up to try and fight him. The events are literally connected, man. But I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it a big chariot, man. But I would have seen the region of the place where the hill was graven, and I could not. You can't see the beginning of it nor the end. That's how big it's going to be. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight, because they're going to realize what they're up against. And Yahawashi is going to look like similar to the image that these nations have been hating all these years, except he's the perfect version of what we're supposed to be. Yahawashi is what we're going to become like, man. But they're going to see the best of what we can be. Imagine if someone's been going around in their lifetime, yeah, just beating dogs. They just hate dogs and they beat dogs, yeah. But then they see the ultimate form of a dog on this earth and they can't beat that dog. You can't beat that dog. Now, there's people that have lions in this world chained up and all that. And they teach the lions to roll over and all kind of crazy stuff. They teach bears how to dance and that. But if they see the ultimate form of lion out there or the ultimate form of bear, they can't make that bear dance. They can't make that lion roll over and do tricks. Just like how Esau's got too used to being able to harm Israelites, man. But he ain't going to be able to make Yahawashi do any of the things that he's been able to do. Because Esau isn't impressed or scared by the 2/3 Israelite, right? But then when it comes to the elect Israelites, he knows that physically in might, he's got more than them. But Yahawashi is the ultimate combination of everything that an Israelite can be. Because physically, you can't do nothing to him. But his words are vicious to your soul. Because when he tells you something, he's telling you about yourself, man. And you can't do this time round, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. He ain't gonna allow you to harm him. Because what you people have to understand, you Edomites out there that want to think, oh, Yahawashi died once, he can die again. When he died the first time, he allowed you to kill him. He willingly went. That's what y'all don't understand. He willingly went, and had back then he have chose not to go, he wouldn't have went anywhere. He humbled himself and agreed, because that was the will of the Heavenly Father to do so. So this time he ain't gonna have to even do that, because it's gonna be the will of the Heavenly Father to kick all ass that's kickable. Like, you Edomites, man. Like, I can't, man. This might sound a bit a bit glum, yeah, a bit gloomy and that. But one of the main reasons why I even care to be alive anymore is that I hope to get to see you Edomites pay the price, man, of your pride. I hope to get to see that, man. To get to see your faces change to mourning and pale, man. Worse than it already is. Because you realize that you're not who you think you are. You're not the top. You're actually the worst of all nations. Because this doctrine has to be true, man. It makes too much sense for it to not be true. But to the unbelieving and the scoffing, this doctrine don't make any sense. But this is true, man. This doctrine is the truth. It really is. And lo, verse 8, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, he saw the violence of the multitude that came. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he lifted up neither hand nor sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Y'all, mate, y'all, let me carry on reading, man. Verse 11, and all day were mixed together the blast of flame, excuse me, the blast of fire and the flaming breath and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of the innumerable multitude nothing was to be saved, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Run up, get done up. That's what's going to happen, man. A great multitude is going to run up of the best of armies in the world. The top military of everything, of every country on the earth, is going to be dusted off. Literally. And y'all Edomites want to get proud with the Israelites. Yeah, right, man. The top Israelites had to be hidden in the heavens in order to even keep you Edomites proud. How is that to literally hide him away? Like we don't even, like when even we think of what the Yahawashi can look like, what we're thinking of is too low. Oh, I think he's going to be 10 foot. Mate, it wouldn't even matter if he was whatever height, even if he was to guess the height right. What we think he's going to look like, the height, whatever he ends up being, which is going to be extremely tall, but whatever the height that he actually even looks like, man, it's not going to match our predictions. And you Edomites are done, man. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahawashi, Ba'Shem Wakak. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.